Tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Welcome to the Dhammapada program. This is the number 48th verse of the Dhammapada. Here Buddha says how death overcomes a man who, full of lust, gathers flowers of sensual pleasures and never satisfied. The Buddha talks about the existence of the divine levels and divine beings, how their life, like how long they live, what they are doing, how they enjoy their good karmas. The duration of life, 100 years, 1,000 years, million years, like this in different levels of divine worlds. One day, one lady who was, as a result of her good karma, was born in divine world by the name of Tavatimsa. And there, she was having a beautiful life with her husband, Malabhari. But due to some unexpected reason, she passed away from the divine world and was born again in the human world, where she lived almost nearly 100 years and passed away. And before that, she was doing good and wishing that she should be born again in the thousands of world, in divine world, as a wife of her previous husband. As 100 years in the human world is equivalent to just one day in the Tavatimsa world, when this lady was born in the Tavatimsa world, still the deities, devas who were there when she died at the park, they were still there at the park. And she, as a newborn one, she was there, and her Malabhari, her previous husband, questioned where she had been the whole morning. She then told about her passing away from Tavatimsa divine world and finally her return to Tavatimsa world again. It's a very nice story that talks about the years of life and lifespan in the divine world called Tavatimsa. This story was reported to Buddha about this lady whose name was Pujika Kumari. The Buddha explained what has happened. That life of beings was very brief, and that before they could be completely satisfied in their sensual desires, they would be overpowered by death. They would be overpowered by death. Kamesu antako kurute vasam. That means, kamesu means here, anybody who is fond of sensual pleasures. Term kamesu means in sensual pleasures. The sensual pleasures are of twofold. Vattukama, they are the objects which provide pleasing attitude to mind. Vattukama, they are the objects which provide pleasing attitude to mind. Those substances or objects give happiness to eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. So, the substances of objects give happiness to eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. Desires relating to a base, for example, physical organ or external objects, that's called vattukama. Then there's other type of karma that's called kilesa karma, desires considered subjectively attachment to sensuality. The desires considered subjectively attachment to sensuality. These are operated in the sensuous realms and in infrahuman sphere too. Karma, again, is divided into two divisions. First, we talk about vattukama, the objects which provide pleasing attitude to mind, and kilesa karma, desires considered subjectively attachment to sensuality. And they are of two divisions. Manusaka karma, worldly pleasures, and dibba karma, divine pleasures. So there are two types of pleasures, worldly pleasures and divine pleasures. In the Vimanavattu, holy book of Vimanavattu Atthakatha, a moral logical classification is found. Pleasant objects, manapiya rupadi visaya, the pleasant objects, and pleasant objects, and then impulsive desires, chanda raga, impulsive desires. Then sabbas means lobha, greed for anything. Greed for anything is called sabbas, means lobha in Pali language. Then sexual lust, gama dhamma, an effort to do good, hitachanda, then self-determination, seribhava. So these 6 methods of moral logical classification in the Vimanavattu Holy Book, Attakatha, we found. It is to be mentioned here that divine pleasures are superior to worldly pleasures, viewed in relation to the goal. Our goal is Nibbana, liberation from suffering. So, viewed in relation to the goal or Nibbana, Kama undoubtedly is an obstacle. Kama means strong desire, greed. Kama is a great obstacle. But in the worldly point of view, enjoyment of sensual pleasures is a necessary constituent of day-to-day life. In the Buddhist canon, laymen are defined as those enjoying sensual pleasures. Gihi kama bhogino. Gihi kama bhogino is in Pali language. That means laymen are defined as those enjoying sensual pleasures. But the Buddhists are expected to follow Vinaya, a code of discipline for leading a happy and harmoniously life. While leading an enjoyable life, they are to think of attaining the transcendental goal too. They are to think of attaining the transcendental goal. So the precepts, we call Panchasila, 5 precepts, are there to control excessive indulgence in corporeal enjoyment. It is mainly a voluntary restraint, somber voluntary restraint. The white-clad lay devotees are those who appear to have taken a further positive step towards the gradual giving up of sensual enjoyments. The Buddha explains that they are also the disciples of the Buddha himself. Upasaka Mama Savaka, the lay disciples. They are also the disciples of Buddha, those who wear the white clad. They are also disciples of the Buddha, not necessarily those who wear the saffron clothes, but those who are observing precepts, wearing white clothes. They are also disciples, but lay disciples. We have to keep the fact in our mind that karma offers a little enjoyment and short-term happiness. Short-term happiness. And causes much pain. Bahu dukkha, much pain. Karma appears to be so sweet, madhura, so sweet, attractive and charming, manoramani, but generates fear, sorrow, quarrels, disputes, wars, attacks, crimes, and so on. They are all inherent portion of the process of seeking pleasures at various levels. The unethical behavior guided by sensual pursuit generates a duccharita puggalo, or immoral person. Here, the self-restraint is recommended for peaceful and moral lay life. May you all be well and happy.